Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Paintivity, and today we're going to be continuing the Murder Most Misfortunate. So, if you, let's see, calm down, music. There we go. Okay, so if you held in there with me yesterday, um, yeah, I was having some issues. I couldn't get anything to work, so it was just strictly playing through, like, there was no commentary from me. We get to walk around, so where are we going? If we want to investigate Horatio, I suggest we go to the breaker room, but we're already in the king bedroom. Let's go to the breaker room. Let's see if we can get some interesting intel.
This should be the breaker room, but... Ow! Drat it all! I really don't feel like groping around in the dark and bumping into dangerous old electrical equipment.
Well, too late. That's what you chose.
I should probably come back after I find a flashlight or a candle.
Alright, that's fair. I can work with that. Maybe if you gain an important piece of information, it'll be useful to go back and talk to characters you previously talked to. Alright. Let's go to the hall. Let's go to the main hall. At least we get to look around. That's a really cool feature. Look, it's candles. Precisely why I'm here. And the dead guy.
Knew, our mysterious murder had happened here, in the hall. At the very least, I thought the body warranted a closer look. Luckily for me, I was no stranger to corpses.
Creepy.
Funerals for 9 different husbands will do that, you know.
Wow. That's morbid.
13, 14, 15.
It seems I'm not alone here. But what is the poor girl doing? She's just pacing back and forth and muttering to herself. Have the evening's events already broken her fragile little mind?
She's creepy. Let's talk to her.
My dear little Miss Cherise, what in the world are you doing?
I'm counting.
Why?
So good to see they still teach that in grade school these days. How marvelous.
Rude.
I think the timing seems off. I need to check again.
On second thought, maybe they don't teach it so well after all.
That's different. The timing for what?
I almost think I'll regret asking. But darling, what timing is off?
It's Mr. Klops, the butler.
Valet.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, what about him then?
The time it took him to leave and come back doesn't add up.
I saw him go into this room when the lights were out.
I see. Is that when he found the body, do you think?
I think so. He came running out looking for Mr. Horatio. I don't think he saw me.
Oh, well, you can't blame the poor man for that. He only sees half as much as the rest of us. But just what does that have to do with all your pacing and counting?
He only sees half as much.
I think he was in here too long.
I beg your pardon. Too long?
I think it's totally possible.
I've been timing how long it takes to walk from the door to the body. It doesn't add up. I'm sure he was in here longer. Maybe an extra 20 seconds.
Well, aren't you a delightfully clever little girl? Maybe you should have been a detective rather than a fabulously wealthy industrial heiress.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, it's nothing really. It's just... well, it's not my first time being around a murder case. That's all. I guess that helps a little.
Oh, good to know.
In any case, it's a good thing I found you, my dear. I had a feeling you just might be in need of my expertise.
Really?
Your expertise?
On what?
Oh, yes, dear. I've buried 9 husbands after all. I've got this morning business down pat, if I do say so myself.
She's so dramatic.
Forgive me, I didn't know. I'm so sorry to hear it. That's
Oh.
just so much bad luck for one lifetime.
I'm pretty sure she's a vampire.
One gets used to it. And it's not all bad news. My last husband, the Duke, left me this marvelous country estate that is absolutely to die for. But, silly me, here I am going on and on about myself. You must be so terribly distraught about all of this.
The prince and I, well, we hadn't been seeing each other for very long. But still, it's such a horrible crime.
Oh, talk
That's
faster,
why I can't
woman.
rest until I know the truth behind it.
He did seem rather smitten with you, I must say.
Well, he just liked to exaggerate, I'm sure. He had rather his own unique way with words.
Unique is one way to put it. You don't suppose that, in his grandiose infatuation, he wrote you into his will, did he?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I can't imagine that he would have. He never said so anyway.
It really doesn't matter at this point.
Pity. That's usually the first thing I ask for. Ah, well. Live and learn, my dear.
She's so greedy. Let's try that.
I'm sorry, my dear, but did you say this isn't your first murder?
Yes. I mean, no. I mean, it wasn't my murder. But I was there when it happened.
Suspicious.
My. I never would have imagined. It must make for an absolutely thrilling story, I'm sure.
Please, you must forgive me, but I really don't want to talk about it.
That's fine.
Of course. How rude of me to pry. I'm sure the experience must have been just ghastly for you. But, oh my, you don't suppose it could have something to do with our current predicament, do you?
No?
No. No, I don't think so. It was a long way away, and the killer was stopped. And besides, except for Leah and I, nobody here was involved.
Well, that's a relief. It would be just awful if there was a serial killer following you around, or something like that.
Yeah, that's weird.
It must just be coincidence, then, that people keep dropping dead wherever you go.
Kinda like your 9 husbands?
I suppose that it must be.
Alright. Let's examine the room. Candles.
Was it only coincidence that the trail of candles in the center of the main hall seemed to lead straight to the body of the prince? Or had our mysterious killer intentionally used them to frame their handiwork out of some sense of macabre artistry?
Can you just shut up and
Well,
take one?
Tragic as it might be to despoil a work of art, it occurred to me that a candle might come in handy
See?
for searching the dark old house. Since with all the commotion of finding the body, I must have misplaced the one I had earlier.
I didn't even know she had one. Great. Candle. He's face down
I
and
decided
broken.
it was time to take a closer look at the body. Corpses are always a bit distasteful, to be sure, but I'd seen enough rich old lords killed in unfortunate hunting accidents that I was rather used to it.
That's so weird.
The prince's most obvious injury was the wound on his back. Judging from the way the clothes had been pierced, it had almost certainly been made by a knife.
Okay.
The wound itself was deep and vicious. Clearly the work of no ordinary butter knife.
No ordinary butter
The
knife.
blood had soaked through the back of the prince's evening wear, but given the nastiness of the wound itself, there wasn't as much of it as I might have expected.
So we suddenly jumped into like some CSI thing instead of Clue.
The prince was face down on the floor, and there was an odd angle to his right leg. so odd, in fact, that I'd wager a platinum necklace or two that it was broken in at least one spot. Could simply collapsing on the spot from a stab wound cause a break like that?
I doubt it.
I seriously doubt it.
He was probably thrown over that balcony thing. That's just my guess. I like this music a lot.
There was something odd about the prince's right hand. I knelt down to get as close a look as I could without touching it. The palm and inside of the fingers had been burnt and blackened.
That's weird.
I checked the left hand as well, just to be sure, but it seemed undamaged.
Maybe he was holding a candle. So we already looked at his leg. Oh, I can look around a little. Gotta check everything. That's the wound. We've already looked at his leg. Think that's pretty much it. Yeah. So there's that, but I think he was thrown off of this. Seems most appropriate. Oh, cool.
I suppose I could dial a number here, if I knew of one worth calling.
Alright. Cancel. Apparently we need a code. That's it? That's all that's up here? I can't look at this? That is some bull. Alright. What the... Why is there
The
dirt?
house must have been abandoned for quite some time indeed. For on one side of the hall, part of the wall itself had collapsed, and nature was slowly but surely spilling into the house and
Wow.
reclaiming its territory.
This got interesting.
Let's hope that the place would hold up long enough for us to wrap up our little party at the very least.
Let's just have a picnic in the hallway. Okay. Yeah, we already looked at the dirt. Looked at the candles. Looked at the landing. Not a whole lot going on here. Door. What? Oh, I'm guessing that's just the front door. There's like dirt everywhere. Well then. Can't examine those. Alright. Oh, she's back. I really... Yeah, we've already asked you everything. Let's leave. She's got her candle now. Breaker room. You've got a candle. Use it. I guess I would have to get an
Thanks to
inventory.
my candle here, I should be able to find the light switch. Ah, there we go.
Okay. I don't know how to close that.
With
There we
only
go.
a little effort, I found my way down to the basement of the old house. Although our
Obviously.
little adventure with the lighting had seemed natural enough at the time, given the condition of the house, the prince's murder had colored all of the evening's happenings with a more sinister shading. Perhaps
Duh.
examining the house's electrical panel for myself would shed some light on the mystery.
Really?
That must be the breaker panel. Let's take a closer look, shall we?
Well, you just do that.
I don't know much about this sort of thing, but it looks to me that all the switches are on, except for one. Well, fun as it would be to make the little girl faint again, I probably shouldn't touch them for now.
Okay. See if there's anything.
The wiring is old, but it looks to me like it should all work. It's a bit of a mess, though. Hard to tell just what goes where.
It's not as bad as mine. Okay. What else is around here? Anything? Anything? It's kind of cool looking though. Alright. I don't feel like we found much there. Where do we want to go? Dining hall. Everybody seemed to be in the dining hall. But the smoking room had cool stuff in it. And I am kind of flying through these, mostly just because I just want to examine the room. I don't want to talk to you right now. That's
At
awkward.
first, I was inclined to laugh at the giant, oddly proportioned statue that was the dining room's centerpiece. But as I drew closer,
Those long arms,
I couldn't
man. That's
help
an
but feel
alien.
a bit intimidated by the way it loomed over me.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Then again, I could say the exact same things about that gruesome one-eyed manservant Klops. Who'd have ever thought he would have so much in common with a work of art?
You talk too much, lady. You say a lot of stuff that is not important.
The family crest of the Lees still adorns some of the flags and banners that hung from the walls in the dining room. I suppose it wasn't a bad crest, really.
It's interesting.
A little overly dramatic with all the spikiness, perhaps. But then, they weren't exactly a family that had cultivated a particularly cuddly image.
Okay, good for you. The table. What else? I mean, I want to click on everything, but what's the
Long,
point?
narrow tables stretched down either side of the room for what seemed like forever.
Oh, the lights are blinking.
I mean, it didn't look like poison had anything to do with the prince's death, but one can never be too careful.
Yeah, she like over-explains everything. Do I
The
care?
family crest of the Lees still adorns some of the flags and a little
Okay.
overly dramatic with all the
Okay. So she's gonna say that about every flag. Tipped over chair. The table. Not a whole lot going on over here, which is fine. I wonder if this one's
The family crest
different.
of the Lees still adorns a little
Okay.
overly dramatic.
Okay. Alright, I don't see much here.
Horatio, my dear, I'm so sorry, but I'm afraid you've got some explaining to do.
Mostly because she doesn't know anything about electrical components.
Now, Miss Fortune, I already told you, a magician.
Yes, never reveals his secrets and all that. Why don't we just skip to the part where you tell me what this is all about?
See, did I miss something? I think I missed something. I don't want any of those. Times have changed.
How about this? Oh, wait. That's not what I meant. Pretend you didn't see that. What I really meant to show you was,
Back, leave. Apparently we missed something. See if we can get her to go there and look again, because apparently I missed something. Come on.
Hello.
Thank
What
you.
have we here? It's an electrical timer. I once used one of these in the school breaker room to shut off the lights during my high school exams.
She's evil.
You can use it to flip a breaker switch at a predetermined time. The question is, just what is it doing here? I'm starting to think our little blackout earlier might have been no accident after all.
There we go. Thank you. Leave. Jeez. Dining hall. Can we skip the... Yeah, just stop.
Horatio, my dear, I'm
Now,
Alright.
Miss Fortune,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. There we go.
Where did you find that?
In the breaker room, darling. Right where you left it.
Oh,
Oh.
Here's the part where you start talking then.
well, you're right. I put it there. It was Titanico's idea. He thought the whole blackout business would add some drama to the evening.
Really?
An excuse to startle us. Especially poor little Miss Cherise. So there was nothing wrong with the wiring then?
Nothing at all. That's why he had to make sure to send me to deal with it.
Well, not only that, but he also got a phone call in the middle of a blackout.
So, You were the only other one who knew about this little special effect then.
Yes,
You're a
I
dork.
do believe so. I did say that the prince often took me into his confidence, didn't I?
Yes, several times, I think.
Well, you won't tell anyone else, will you? As you can see, it had nothing to do with the murder.
That's not the point.
It does seem that way, I suppose. At least, for now.
Crazy. Alright. I am gonna leave it right here. I went a little over on time, but we still have to do the smoking room, the king room, which I was in, and then queen room. So we've done everything else. So there's that. I hope you guys are still enjoying it. It is better today, but I feel like what do you call it? Misfortune. I feel like she's so naggy and like nose in the air. Like just her personality drives me nuts. But she's also kind of working to find the mystery too. Like, it is what it is, but I hope you guys are enjoying it. Love to know what you think, so if you like it, hit the button. If you have something to say, leave it in the comments, and then that'll help me further adjust how far we're gonna go with this. So, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. As always, thanks for joining the universe. Bye! Such a shame. Sir Mithras emerges from the shadows looking at us with disappointment. To break his curse, Prince Rod must kill his beloved with a knife his sisters brought him, just like in the fairy tale. Mithras turns to Rod. And here I thought your sister might be able to change your mind. You were, after all, supposed to do this of your own accord. I was wrong. I shouldn't have underestimated